Hello, all you beautiful ballad people out there. Look, it's me, but in good quality. You can see everything. Everything's great. I'm here with my friend and co-host.
It's a bit dark.
It's a bit dark. Fuck you. I'm here with my friend and co-host.
It's a little dark.
It's Ariah. I'm here too.
And also, third of all, we have my very best friend in the entire world, Theodore. I don't remember how to pronounce your last name. I tried,
That's
but
okay.
I failed miserably.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Artist, writer, fucking musician whenever he feels like it. A fucking great person.
General jack of all trades.
General jack of all trades, even though he doesn't give himself enough credit. However, we're here.
I don't know about that musician
in a previous episode of the podcast.
You can play music just fine. You just don't give yourself enough credit.
Theo. Literally, I've showed you the piano composition that I wrote from a motif that you created.
Yeah, and your version was so much better than mine.
Well, sure, I made the composition and such. I made the arrangement right, but your motif inspired that piece.
Oh, wow.
You've made so many good pieces from what I've heard, and that was a long time ago. So I don't even know what you're doing now.
So anyway, we've officially
I lost finale and haven't made anything sense.
Fair enough.
We have our first guest though. That's really cool.
Yay!
Yeah, Theodore.
I'm a guest.
When we're rich and famous,
I'm on the Ariah Jay podcast.
This bitch isn't taking us seriously, and I'm really regretting this decision.
Well, I'll have you know that we have a person on Patreon that is giving us $100 a month for this show. So
really.
We're professional
Holy
content creators
crap.
by definition, motherfucker. What are you gonna do about it?
You're professional content creators.
I didn't realize this was so legit. I should be more composed.
Where's our 5-star Apple reviews? Fucking make this the Misfit
Yeah,
podcast.
Come on.
Oh,
I'm not giving you guys a review.
I want one of these motherfuckers is gonna give us a review.
I don't
Maybe
know
the
how
person
to
giving
leave
us
a review.
I don't know
Yeah,
how you
you
do
don't
it
even
either.
mobile,
I don't
right?
even know how to look at reviews. So.
Yeah, I don't either. We can figure it out someday, maybe. I know Spotify has a star system, but not like a...
I don't use Spotify.
I use Spotify
and then Apple
constantly.
Podcasts has...
Anyway, so
so anyway, that's a good segue into just talking about our Patreon real quick. So if you have
give us money,
or you listen to this episode and enjoy this, and you have some money to spare, then we would greatly appreciate it. But we love you either way. You are totally valid if you would rather just watch our content and not support us financially. Just watching this is plenty, and also we'll never have any Patreon exclusive content, so don't worry too much. You're not missing out on anything. But if you do have a couple dollars to spare, $5 minimum, and you get access to these episodes 1 week early. So that's a great benefit for you if you have that to spare and are enjoying these episodes. Yeah. And currently, thank you. We'll say this again, but I want to thank right away in this ad because wow, thank you to Kazam for being our first patron and also for pledging $100 a month.
Made us professional content creators, baby.
But yes, thank you, my friend.
Right.
Anyways,
so back to the
How y'all
episode.
doing?
I'm doing amazing. It's been a really good week. Please sponsor me, Sundrop. Please sponsor me, Sundrop. This is a bit.
Sundrop's back.
What is Sundrop?
Sundrop is my favorite soda in the entire world, and it's only in certain places
never
in the
heard of
world.
it.
It's only in certain places of the
It's
world.
actually Ann Arbor has it.
I've never seen it
at,
before.
Target or something specifically. It's some place in Ann Arbor. I was surprised. I looked it up. I was like, Sundrop near me, and I found it in a few places. And I'm like, wow.
It's my favorite soda in the entire world. Every episode of this podcast, it's like Matt Pat with Diet Coke. I'm just like, please.
Well, you drank Sprite once.
No, that was a diet. That was a Sprite can with Sundrop in it.
Fair weather sponsor. I see.
Oh yeah, dude. Wait.
Drinking my choice here. I'm drinking a vanilla porter. By
fucking drinking. Jesus Christ! Imagine being old enough to drink. Am I right, Theodore?
Oh, yeah, fancy.
Fancy shit.
It's a nice. I like vanilla porters. This is a good brand.
I have water.
Dude, this week
Yeah.
this week has been fucking crazy. I went to my first concert on Monday. That shit was badass.
Oh my god, yeah. How was the concert?
I remember you talking about that.
Dude, I don't have the X on my wrist anymore, but I went to this concert out in Charlotte, which is it was like a 3-hour fucking drive to get all the way out there. It It was a badass fucking show though. Like we walked in and it was like they were like put your things in the bag so you can get like through the metal detector. It was like fucking like scary stuff, you know, fucking metal detectors. And then they like if you're under 18, come here so we can mark your wrist so that you can't drink. And I'm like, damn it, not really. They put X's on your wrist, and the X's like still haven't they actually finally came off. It took till literally today for them to fucking come off. Because all week I've been staring at my wrist like, why won't it come off? I'm confused. Really good fucking ink, I guess.
Permanent marker.
Yeah, they didn't want you to wash it off in the concert, so it took a while for it to come off.
Yeah, exactly.
I also, like a complete dumbass, didn't plug in my laptop before this, so I'm gonna go plug that in real quick.
I'm so proud of you.
Keep talking though. I can still hear you.
But yeah, that concert was really cool. We were all the way in the back. We weren't actually up in like side of anything, unfortunately. But we were in the back, and dude, it was so fucking cool. Like you can like feel everything in you, and I never thought that was like what it was. You know, like I walked in and I could feel the bass because they were playing stuff before they actually started. Like you can feel the bass in your chest and in your legs, and it's made me so fucking happy. You know, like I've never felt that before. And like especially whenever they were playing like the songs that I fucking loved and have been listening to for like years, like me and my little sister just fucking hopping up down in the back was just like one of my favorite memories in the entire world. I'm gonna hold that forever. I just am so fucking happy that I finally got to go to a concert and go like actually do that, because it's something I probably should have done a long time ago, but I'm so fucking happy about it. And I was fucking like about to cry because I was that happy. Like it was amazing, and I'm so happy. Enough about me though. Ariah, how was your week? And also Theodore, how was yours? Ariah, we can't hear you.
Oh yeah, Ariah, you're muted or something.
Ariah's doing a thing. It's true.
Well, my week was my week was dog shit because I had exams, but it's all over now, and the pressure is, it's finally gone.
I'm sure that's
and I
helpful.
feel light as a feather, even though I still have homework this weekend.
Feeling light as a feather, but more homework, baby.
There's still homework, but you know, at least it's not exams.
That's a very good point. Ariah, I think we can hear you now. Maybe?
Why do you have homework for after finals?
'Cause it's a 3-try class.
Oh, gotcha.
Wow, imagine doing your homework. Couldn't be Jay Wilson.
Okay, so I found out that my OBS wasn't recording my microphone for the first 6 minutes, so I had to fix that. But
Ooh,
I'll
okay.
figure it out.
That's helpful.
I'm sure I can take it from Jay's audio and
Yeah, I've got all
magic.
my
It's only
tracks
5 minutes.
still open and stuff.
Ooh, we'll fix it.
With the power of
Fix it in
editing,
post.
am I
Anyways.
right? But yeah,
Editing.
but yeah.
Off-screen mining.
Ariah, tell us about your week.
Okay, my week was kind of boring. I went to work every day.
Boo.
Responsible.
I've been getting back into magic cards lately, so there's magic cards all over my floor. I've been organizing them and such.
I don't understand
been
Magic the
fun.
Gathering.
Me neither.
I'll teach you how to play it when you get up here at some point, Jay.
That sounds scary.
It's pretty fun. I think it's got problems that all trading card games. Look, I fucking love Magic the Gathering. I fucking hate trading card games. Trading card games suck.
Magic the Gathering is like the trading
That's
card
what I was
game.
about to say.
Exactly. I want to make a video essay on why TCGs suck so much. I want to do this. Like, so badly. There's this, actually right behind me, Quest, right?
Oh god.
I love this. Is my favorite tabletop RPG system. It's
I think I've heard of that.
It's like D&D,
a nice,
but not.
like streamlined, simple version of a tabletop RPG like D&D or something. That's super easy to learn, very fun in every regard, and just is kind of the bare essentials you need to play a tabletop RPG, while still supplying an interesting experience in and of itself, so you don't have to do too much legwork. I love it. I think it's genius. I think it's like the perfect tabletop RPG for beginners and experienced players alike.
Interesting.
And I want to do something similar with trading card games so badly, right?
Oh god.
Something that like has simple fun in it and isn't overly complicated, and also doesn't suffer the issues that trading card games have. The biggest issue with trading card games is artificial scarcity, in my opinion. I think in Magic the Gathering, there's a card that's literally $26,000.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Plus, there's so many
That is a
banned
problem.
cards in certain games.
That's
like
some
Yu-Gi-Oh!
that's some
and stuff.
cryptocurrency shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you guys want to make an
But
NFT?
it's actually held its value over the past like 15 years.
NFTs, am I right, fellas?
Oh, NFTs?
No.
I know.
We're not
announcing
starting
the
this
Ariah Jay
conversation.
NFT. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, anyways, I just wrap that up. I think it'd be really interesting to do something similar with TCGs and have some kind of like simple, and it could be a digital experience even, that's a good way to like to do it. Because I really love, my favorite thing about Magic the Gathering is that each set tells a part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So like, a new set comes out, the main characters go to this new plane that the set takes place on, and it's this story, and there's
How do they
novels
have
written
planes
and stuff
in
like
Magic
that.
the
Like the whole-
Gathering? I'm confused.
plane as in like plane of existence.
Yeah,
they're kind
like-
of like planets, and yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously.
He
I was
knew
making
that.
a dumb
He's just
joke.
being difficult.
Fuck
I know.
you.
But like I like that idea a lot about incorporating the story into the game like that, and I would love to do something similar with that set wise, and it could be a digital experience. But that is a project that I've kind of started thinking about and would like to work on, just a simple trading card game, because I love Magic the Gathering. I love the idea of a trading card game, but trading card games suck. They're so bad. Anyways,
Magic
enough about
isn't
that.
real.
That's really cool.
Anyway,
One of my favorite simple like RPG tabletop games is this game called Dream Chaser that not very many people know about.
no idea.
And it's like it's really simple because you can just play it with like 2 dice and like some paper. And if you don't know the game, you kind of need the rule book.
Yeah.
If you do know the game, you don't need the rule book.
Interesting.
But
Makes sense.
I got the game because I met the creator at a convention
Oh, that's
right
really
when the
cool.
game was brand new.
That's sick.
And so I'm still in the Dream Chaser Discord actually. And I like joined it right at the very beginning, and I've like followed the game since like it basically just started because I met the creator right when the game was like pretty much first coming out.
That's amazing. I love that.
And so
That's awesome.
at this like convention, like when I played it for the first time, all the games were led by the creator himself.
I love it.
So
Oh gosh, that's awesome. I love that. That's super cool.
I've only been to one convention, and I always think they're really cool. Like,
Yeah?
I went to a Comic-Con out a few hours away, and I thought that was really cool.
How have you been to a Comic-Con but not a concert
Exactly.
before this?
yeah.
Well, to be fair, the Comic-Con didn't
What?
it didn't really cost anything to go to. It's just a place you could go. It wasn't like something you had to
Gotcha.
pay for.
Okay.
And some friend of mine took me. I can't remember when.
Makes sense. But yeah, I mean, like, similar to that whole simple, like, low barrier to entry thing, I like Quest a lot because all you need is one 20-sided die, and that's it. You don't need a set of dice like D&D or anything like that. And the book itself, like, so for D&D, if you want to play D&D, the Dungeon Master has to own the Player's Guide, the Dungeon Master's Guide, and the Monster Manual. Pretty much required.
Yeah. No,
All of those
I'm well
MSRP
aware.
$50.
Yeah.
All of them MSRP $50. So
And
that's
those
$150
books are
right there.
expensive.
Yeah, $50 each. So if you get them digitally, you can probably get them a little cheaper, but still you're going to spend a lot of money.
My friends
For
spent
Quest?
so much money on it.
Yeah.
These are all of the rules of the game for everybody.
Interesting. It's only in one book.
This book costs $40, but you can get a digital version for $10, a PDF download.
Interesting.
And if you should do that and choose to upgrade to the physical copy, you can use a never expiring code that you get from buying the digital version to get $10 off the physical version.
So it's just $30.
So you spend $10 on the digital version, and then 2 years later you're like, I want to get a physical copy. You can get it for $30 instead of 40.
Interesting.
Like, that is such a good model because it's like encouraging, because you never want to buy the digital version for things in case you want to buy the physical version, it's like that's more money. But in this case, they encourage you to try the digital version because you drop $10 on it, get to try it out, and then get to pay the rest of the money for the physical copy instead of having to spend all of the money on the physical copy again. And it's just a great idea. And like this, what I have down here is a core deck. It's just got like ability cards you can hand to players. There's a lot of cool like optional supplementary materials like that you can get to make the game better. But overall, that book is all you need, and you can get a PDF of it for $10.
Sick.
And TC, the creator, is very, very, very pro sharing it with your friends. He's basically just said that in any specific playgroup, he would like one person to own the book.
Cool.
Digitally otherwise.
Cool.
So if I'm running a game and I've got 5 players who don't have it, I can give them a PDF of it. And he's like, yeah, that's fine, do it.
As long as one person owns
Hopefully they'll go buy it if they like it enough. Like that's the philosophy behind it. It's so cool. I love it.
Interesting.
It's so cool. Plus, Theo, actually, Jade is works for TC, the creator of it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really
Jade
cool.
found the game. Jade and I found out about the game at the same time back at. I believe that. Back in high school. And we talked about it, and she eventually like talked to the creator, and now she's like working for the creator as a community guide and helps with some stuff and gets free stuff from him and stuff like that. And also she does a show, OctiQuest, which I am on, that we finished season 1 of a while ago, and season 2 starting at some point this year. So go check Jade out, by the way, twitch.tv/octillion_bees if you're interested.
We love Jade.
Octillion the number.
She's
and
awesome.
Then bees, BEES.
We love her.
She's fantastic. I love her. And yeah, she works for Quest guy TC.
That's sick.
But it's really cool.
Very cool.
Lord, man.
So Jay,
So,
there were some things that you wanted to talk about in this episode, right?
yeah, there are some things that I'd like to talk about in this episode
Uh-oh.
because my boy Theodore is here. Theo over here like, oh no, what's he gonna bring up?
Sorry, my dad just walked in. That might happen where I have family members just walk in.
Never happened
Editing.
to me before.
Editing
Okay.
fixes everything.
My dad's never walked in on me.
Never
before.
once happened to Jay in the history of the channel.
My favorite thing is that I make these faces all the time whenever we actually talk, but this is one of the only times you actually get to see me make all these faces that I make whenever I actually crack jokes. It makes
Yeah.
me so happy.
I never realized until like I have myself on camera how expressive of a person I am.
Dude, I am extremely expressive.
Like I don't think of
Humans
myself
are generally
as very
expressive creatures.
but so expressive, Jay.
So expressive. The most expressiveness.
I am so expressive. I don't
All
know
of
what the
the
fuck you're
expressive.
on. Hello. But I wanted to talk
You
about
look like you look like a wannabe like villain goon.
wannabe. How could you be a wannabe goon? Aren't the goons still
Jay looks like
wannabes?
he's about to break into Welcome to the Internet.
You look like you want to be a goon, but like you're not like super tall and like absolutely ripped.
Jay looks like he's about to sit up straight, turn to the camera, put his hands on the keyboard to his side, and just start playing Welcome to the Internet.
I'll do it.
Welcome to
I'll
the
do it,
Internet.
motherfucker.
Have a look over.
Don't test me.
Actually, you do. You do.
Don't test me, motherfuckers. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Okay? You guys told me that the green was better than the purple, and the green
The
looks
green
more.
is better than the purple, but you look
It
so
contrasts.
angsty.
Fuck you. But anyway, to get into my topic before I'm bullied off of my own fucking show. So I just wanted to talk about how all of us know each other. Ariah, I think you should probably start before I do, because you knew Theodore before I did.
Oh boy. Okay. So how did I meet Theo? Well, Theo remembers this story.
I'd hope so.
So in high school.
Well, I don't know. My memory's pretty bad.
Well, the general
yes,
gist of it is, in high school, I joined a club called the Film Club my sophomore year.
Boo.
Because my freshman year, I went to the film festival, and basically it's just a bunch of people who make these short films throughout the year and then show it off at a festival at the end of the year.
Genius.
And I thought it was fantastic. It was so cool. I'll get to that. So I joined my sophomore year and wanted to make something. In the first year, we didn't actually end up making the product because we were kind of learning how to do things, and it didn't turn out super well. But my second year there, my junior year of high school, we actually made a product, and I was really excited about that. That was, yeah, that's right. That was Eugenius, which we've talked about before. I think we've mentioned in the podcast before. A short film that I have on an old
My
channel.
favorite thing in the entire world.
that I would like legitimately love to remake at some point. And
You
do better.
promised I'd get to star as Eugene in the next one.
Hell yeah, Jay would be perfect for Eugene. But and then my senior year, right? This is when the teacher who was behind Film Club kind of stepped down. So I tried and miserably failed to kind of take a leadership role and try to do it anyways. And we had the club for the year, but we didn't end up having the film festival like we usually do. But at near the beginning-ish of the year, my senior year, we had some new members because we did some some publicity and stuff. We talked
Publicity.
about the film club, and we had like club fairs. I don't. How did you hear about the film club, Theo?
So I actually joined film club, not at all because I had any interest in film club.
Yeah, it was your friend.
Yeah, I joined film club because my school, the school has like counselors, and for like it was like for freshman year you got like counselors by like there was a specific counselor for the freshmen.
Cringe.
And she was like so insistent that I join a club. She was like, you need to join a club, and I was like, I don't want to join a club. But like she was so like, you have to engage in the school spirit and like join a club. And I was like, I didn't know how to like get across to her how much I just didn't want to join a club.
You can't make it.
But I knew I had a friend who was joining film club, and it was a day of the week that I was free. So I decided I would go to film club only because I knew another person was going to be there. So I went to film club. Turned out that friend ended up not being there like 90% of the time. I ended up going there so much more than my friend did.
That's pretty
They were there a few times, especially near the beginning, and I think showed up occasionally later on, but generally, yeah.
But yeah, I ended up showing up to film club that day, and then I just kept coming back.
Yeah, and it was great. You met me, and you met our mutual friend Teo that we've talked about on this
My
podcast
boy!
Because of course we did. And yeah, that was great, and we ended up becoming friends from there, and worked on the film club throughout the year and stuff, and just generally hung out. Theo and I had made some content together before, very small amounts of content that exists somewhere on the internet that
I love it.
may not always exist. I don't know yet. We'll see. But yeah, so we played it. We've done a few things in the past, but that never ended up working out for like scheduling reasons and for other reasons, and but yeah. And Theo's a very dear friend of mine, and yeah, and we're not as close as we once were, but I miss him a lot.
Aww.
And then from there, Jay met Theo. Jay, when did you meet Theo?
Okay, so I'm gonna throw it back. So me and Ariah met in February of 2020. Yeah, that's whenever it was.
February 2020.
February 2020. It's 2022 now. It's still really weird that I've known you for 2 years. I've known Theo for almost 2 years now. That's scary.
Oh.
God, I don't know how you've both held up with me for so long. But I remember one day me and Ariah were doing one of our usual nightly. I think it was even before the channel started. Honestly, we were just staying up really fucking late. It was before the channel.
No,
for sure.
it was April. It was April 13th.
Was it?
Well,
How
I mean
do you
that was
know
the day.
that?
Okay, well that was the day that that we played Honey Pop.
No, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to that. We need to keep this chronological or else it's gonna get really fucking confusing. Okay, so me and Theo met before that.
Okay.
Me and the way that I figured out Theo even fucking existed was because one day me and Ariah were sitting there in the call and we were watching a lot of Ariah's old content because sometimes we'd do that. I had a lot of fun making fun of Ariah. Mm-hmm. Still do.
I was making fun of myself too, so.
But there was these Ace Attorney videos that I thought were really interesting, and the co-host was apparently Theodore, you know. And I was sitting there, and I was just like, "Damn, this person's really fucking cool. I'd really like to interact with this person. I like their humor and stuff, you know." So after that, a while later, at some point, Ariah was like, "Hey, my friends are all doing D&D, and we need another person." And I was like, "I've never played D&D before." And Ariah was like, "That's not my problem." Bam! And I was just like, "Oh no, there goes my camera. Give it 2 seconds. Hopefully it works." We're good.
1.
Nice.
Oh.
Was this Zach's campaign or was
this was Zach's campaign for sure?
This was Zach's campaign.
Okay.
Sorry, there's like a ingrown nail on my thumb, and I've been trying to get at it this whole fucking time.
Ouch.
Anyway, so pretty much what happened was I was sitting there and I was talking, and Ariah was just like, group chat, and I was just like, I don't know any of these people, and I'm terrified for my life. Then we got in the call, I started talking to people, and I was like, damn, these people are pretty fun to talk to. I'm having a great time here. And that's how
Yeah,
me
the
and
people there were. Who else was there?
there was me, you, Zach,
Robert.
Robert,
Yeah, that's right.
Robert, my boy, and then there was
Yep.
me, you, Theo, Robert, and Zach. That was the campaign. But
Hold on.
we
Didn't I meet Robert through Teo?
yeah, it was also at Minecraft server,
we
I think.
met Robert playing Minecraft
Mm-hmm.
because I think for a UHC.
That's right. Yep, you're right. That was
Because me
And
and
that's where
Robert
we-
met and then immediately just started like flirting for an
Yeah.
hour and a half.
Yeah, you two hit it off. It's fucking great.
But yeah, so I met Theo that way, and I remember designing a character in that group call, and that character is still one of my favorite things that I've ever made in my entire existence. And his name was Bo, just Bo.
Just Bo.
Just Bo.
Bo's first
Just
name was
Bo.
Bo, middle name Just, and last name Bo because he couldn't remember his name. Because it's
a Mario style
And the
thing,
base
you know?
game of D&D, you can't make your intelligence 1. Like, you're supposed to roll for your traits like normally, right? However,
Yeah, it's a minimum of 3, technically.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep talking. Eventually, the camera's gonna come back. Yeah,
Sounds
I
good.
think this is just probably what's gonna happen, but it's better for quality. So, generally speaking, what happened was, I think it's so funny watching myself.
Well, I'm not sure there's much to see anymore.
There isn't anything to see anymore. I'm a whole ass black screen. I'm not sure why it's doing that now. I guess it'll
Nothing to see here, folks.
literally nothing to
Aw.
see here.
Jay's been swallowed by the
not
dark
the
abyss.
not the void.
The void.
Pretty much what happened was, you know, in the base game, you can't have your intelligence as 1. You can't have any of your traits as 1. You can't have any of your traits as 20. It's like it's like 3 and 18 are the highest and lowest you can go. But I remember that me and Ariah bargained with the DM at the time. We were just like, hey, what if we made this character's intelligence 1 and their wisdom 20?
Yeah.
And they were like, that seems like an interesting prospect, to be honest with you. Why not? And I was just
That's
like,
probably exactly how Zach said it too.
Yeah.
I think it is exactly how the motherfucker said it, to be honest with you. But, generally speaking, that was what happened, and I thought that was fucking hilarious. So then I went into the campaign with a wisdom of 20 and an intelligence of 1. I think my charisma was really high too, so that played really well. I had like the worst fucking accent for that character. That entire campaign was really fucking funny. Like, I don't know if, like, technically speaking, it was the best thing that's ever been done. It was Zach's first campaign he ever DM'd. I'm not at all mad at him for it. It was still so fucking funny though. We had
was
so
fun,
many
yeah.
fucking fun things that happened throughout that campaign. I had such a good
like
time.
you throwing a barrel of human remains and guts at me.
Yeah, this character had one of my favorite things in the entire world, a stupid ass country accent. One of those hey y'all type things, you know, because, you know, that's the dumbest accent I could think of.
It's the accent that you're surrounded by all the time.
As an offensive motherfucker, do you have to say, I still agree with that opinion. Well, so anyway, generally speaking, that was literally what just happened, and I thought that was hilarious. But throughout the campaign, I did some of the dumbest shit. At one point, I got an intelligence ring, but that didn't happen until later. And the intelligence ring was really cool because he texted me and said, hey, this is a ring of intelligence. As soon as you put it on, you're smart again. So then I started talking in a normal voice as soon as I got the intelligence ring.
Yeah, he just dropped the accent.
It took us like a good couple minutes to notice.
That's the best part, is
Yeah.
how well it was fucking executed. That's my favorite thing in the entire world. But,
Oh gosh.
And we were like, why are you talking differently?
and I was like, I don't know, good question. But I did so much dumb shit in that campaign. I did throw a body. I was up in an attic. I threw down a barrel full of
You
remains.
threw a barrel.
A barrel.
Yeah. So you were
fell
up,
down like a
you were
ladder.
up in an attic of this cabin. We had like found this village that was like completely empty.
Wasn't it just was it a village? Or, yeah,
I think
like
it was a
couple.
village.
It was like a couple buildings. Or
It was a
something,
couple
right?
buildings, and I think they were in like a ring. And there was like some sort of like big building in the middle or something.
That makes sense, yep.
And we were in like one of the little houses, and Bo over here was up in the attic, and there was barrels, and I was my character was standing at the bottom of the ladder, like looking up to him and talking to him. And then Jay just decides, I'm gonna pick up one of these barrels and throw it down.
Straight up yeeted that fucker.
And I'm like, sure, you could probably catch it. I don't catch it. It comes down, like, it hits the ground in front of me, breaks, and I am covered in blood and guts and human remains. And that's how we figure out what happened to the townspeople.
It's pretty fucking great.
It was a fun times. Gosh, after that, we only played like once or twice, right?
I think, yeah, I only think it was like
we played like
days
3
or
times max.
But we hung out in that Discord a few times.
It was amazing, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
I don't remember why, but on 413, we decided we were just talking pretty late.
We were all sitting there in a phone call, right? And you know, I'm a pretty oblivious motherfucker when it comes to certain video games, and Honey Pop is something I'd never heard of in my entire life.
I know we also did a one-shot that night. Was that after or before Honey Pop?
No idea, but my camera died.
I think that was after. I think that was after because I think Jay joined in like horror. Like I think Jay joined screaming about Honey Pop.
No. Here, I can explain this story a little bit.
It was like
better.
4 in the morning. Like if you look at the video on YouTube, it said 4 in the morning on the clock.
Was that when we pulled an all-nighter?
Yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna explain quality switches because camera died, so I'm gonna have to charge that next time whenever we do this.
We'll figure it out.
But generally speaking, what happened was we were out all in a phone call. We'd been talking all day, like we used to do it all the fucking time, to sit there in phone calls for hours and hours and hours, and it was amazing because we were in the middle of quarantine. We had nothing fucking better to do.
Early pandemic where everything was shut down.
Yeah, literally nothing we could do in our entire lives. But we were sitting there in a call. It was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. We start talking about video games for some reason, and some motherfucker brings up, oh yeah, I fucking love Honey Pop, and I'm like, what's Honey Pop? You know, it's
Theo mentions that he'd first exposed to Honey Pop, watched Markiplier play it when he was 9,
and I was like, what's Honey Pop?
Yep.
And everyone, and all of a sudden, everyone's like, you gotta fucking play it. You gotta fucking play it. And I'm just
you gotta fucking play it right now.
And everyone's telling me, it's a dungeon crawler. Oh, it's
no, that was me. I started going, yeah, Jay, it's a dungeon crawler.
And I was like, there's literally no shot this is an actual dungeon crawler. I literally called it. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a fucking dating sim or some bullshit.
You said that, and I almost choked.
I was like, it's literally the opposite of a dungeon crawler is what I was trying to think of. Because, Theo's a little bitch and constantly doesn't tell me the truth. But
okay, we've got to play the intro to this Honey Pop video.
Oh yeah, there is an intro to that Honey Pop video. I remember that shit.
All right. So they can't see the video, but I'm gonna play from this and just put that clip in the podcast, just the audio of it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the intro to the Honey Pop video. This is that night in the pod. This the Honey Pop night.
Dude, I was so ADHD, I was clicking constantly throughout that. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was trying to keep myself awake. Dude, I was so ADHD, I was clicking constantly throughout that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was trying to keep myself awake. Oh, it was? Oh, shit. I swore to God it was a dating sim. You know what? It was true. I swore to God it was a dating sim. You know what? It was true.
Yeah, it was.
It was a good guess.
I think the opposite of Dark Souls is FNAF.
I would be trying to steer him away.
You were failing miserably. I knew I'd hit the nail on the head.
I wasn't subtle.
You were failing miserably. I knew I'd hit the nail on the head as soon as people started talking for Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, the best Souls-like. Yeah, okay. If you look on the bottom left, it's hard to see. But for us here, the bottom left of this video says 3:33 a.m.
3:33.
Or is it 3:53? 3:33, 3:53. I can't tell.
But
and then he clicked on Honey Pot.
3:33. That's so good. But Fuck these guys instantaneously. I knew exactly what was happening there. Fuck these guys instantaneously. I knew exactly what was happening. I so don't consent. I so don't consent. Back into the call and was pissed. Not really pissed, but jokingly pissed. I fucking hate you. I went straight back into the call and was pissed.
Rob's like,
not really pissed, but jokingly pissed. I fucking hate you guys. It's true. It's true. I don't even sound the same as that anymore, it doesn't feel like. I don't know how I sounded. I don't even sound the same as that anymore, it doesn't feel like. I don't know how I sound. Good luck with your women.
Oh my god.
I miss Rob back in the day.
Oh, Rob.
Good luck with your women in puzzles. I miss Rob back in the day. This is a sex game.
Fuck you.
Dude, I don't even have the same voice whenever I fucking talk in videos anymore. It's just fucking wild.
Not really, no.
I feel like I have a lot more emotion now than I did back then. I mean, obviously I sounded like kind of pissed, but I feel like I'm a lot more emotive with the way I speak and stuff now.
You were also 15 in that video.
I was 15 in that video. Holy shit.
Wow. Wow.
And you're almost 18. You're like just under a month away from being 18. And you were 15 in that video.
Wait, was that 3? No, that was only 2 years ago, but still.
Well, yeah, but that was before April 28th.
Yeah, I was 15 years old at that point. That's fucking nuts. But yeah, I remember that. Dude, there are so many fucking good times with that group. I mean, I remember fucking playing Minecraft with these motherfuckers. We used to play Bed Wars. Like, Ariah wasn't around for it, but there was like a group. Like, there was like Zach, me, Rob, and Theo would constantly go off and just play Bed Wars because Ariah had work or whatever. I'm not sure what Ariah was doing. Ariah was doing something.
Something. Probably school at the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It would have been school at that point. But we were But we were constantly running around playing Bed Wars all the time. I remember one time we were in a call. It was me, Theo, Rob, and Zach. And then for some reason Theo and Zach left the phone call. You know. And me and Rob thought it was going to be the funniest fucking thing to sit there and make like, you know, like fucking like
to make blowjob
noises, exactly, you know. And we you know, like
yes,
he had just
that is the best.
He was getting ready to graduate from high school. I was a fucking sophomore at that point. Of course, I was gonna say some dumb shit like that. So we sat. So literally, because it took them like a good 5 minutes to get back. We sat there for 5 whole minutes doing that shit. You know. And it was my favorite thing.
And then we find and the thing is at that time me and Zach were in a private DM, like Discord DM call. We were just talking about it. And we were like, I literally said to Zach, I bet we're gonna join back to them saying some shit. And then we when we finally joined back to the call, that's what we joined back to.
Yeah, because me and Rob were doing the whole flirty bit at that point too. Rob flirted.
Yeah,
with
at that point, you and Rob flirted up a storm.
It was like
Rob was just a hoe. That's really what it was.
Yeah, that stupid bitch. But you know, I was those were some of my favorite memories in the entire world, and I love it so much.
I've only met Rob once in real life.
It was,
and he came through my Starbucks drive-thru when I was at work.
That's so funny.
He recognized my voice. I was in drive-thru.
That's so funny, dude. I just remember
he came into the window and he's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Do I know you?" Like, "Yeah, it's Rob from the Discord." I'm like, "Oh, hi."
I remember.
I've never seen his face before.
I miss those days so much.
Oh God.
I remember so many things. Like,
it's a fun time.
Like I remember the Minecraft server that we were that like.
Dude, the
Which
Minecraft
one?
server.
Which one? We've had like
The
4.
one with Discordia.
Yeah, the one where we made Lemanberg before Lemanberg.
So that was like we had that whole like server, and then the server like died. So I decided I was gonna go off and like leave all my like really good tools and armor behind, and basically like start like playing like a new from scratch survival world on just like an area like 500 blocks away.
That was New Empire, right?
Yeah, that was New Empire.
New Empire, when I just kind of threw you the server. I'm like, hey, you can take care of it.
Yeah, that's where that's when you turn the server over to me. And so I built a little tower, and I called it Discordia. And so one day I just DM Rob and Jay, and I'm like, in all caps, come join Discordia with no context. Get on the server.
I was sitting there very
and they
confused.
just do it.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't doing anything else with my life. I was sitting there with a Minecraft copy that we were usually playing Bed Wars, and I was getting kind of bored of Bed Wars. We all were at that point. Dude, but...
So we just started this little, like, city in the woods called Discordia that was separate from the rest of the server, where we were just starting over from scratch, basically.
It was so
like,
funny.
starting back at, like, mining trees, even though all of our good stuff was back in our, like, fancy homes, like, 500 blocks away.
It was so funny, man. I remember so well fucking us just running around doing some of the dumbest shit.
Yeah, you guys griefed my mushroom soup shop, my slop shop.
Dude, yeah, Theo did like the most J Schlatt-esque bit that has ever existed.
Oh my gosh, it was not a J Schlatt. I
You
just
literally
built a
told-
store.
you literally
there was
told me it was a J
other
Schlatt
stores on the server. I did not.
Yeah. But the way that the presentation was all J Schlatt, motherfucker. You can't tell me it wasn't.
I had
I
a
wanna play Minecraft with
secret
you guys
hidden.
again.
Did you know I had a secret hidden base under that shop?
Yeah, I know you did because we also griefed that.
Oh my god.
But pretty much what happened was me and our mutual friend Julia. I don't know if I should say that. If I shouldn't, then you can go ahead and just fucking censor
That's
it.
fine.
Okay,
It's a very common first
I'm
name.
sure Julia won't care. But I remember me and our mutual friend Julia. We were the only ones on the server at that time. We were talking, and for some reason I decided to say poggers in the most Tommy-esque voice ever. You know, and I go poggers, but like it comes off really badly because I can't do a British accent. So Julia hears pog-ass. And me and Julia place a sign that says Pogass, and all of a sudden we look over at the slop shop at the Theo's store at the time. We were just like, you know what would be really fucking funny? and we decided we were gonna put signs all over the place that said Pogass, and we did. It took us a good fucking hour to do it, but we did it because Theo wasn't active on that server at all. So Theo wasn't coming back, but Theo comes back one day and all of a sudden in all caps goes into my DM and goes, "What the fuck?" And I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Because I knew it was you.
Well, if I instantaneously, anytime anything dumb happened in that server, it was always Jay.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Jay, what did you do?
it was just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm in the middle of doing crack cocaine over at my house.
Oh gosh, yeah, I want to play Minecraft with you two again,
Dude,
with
I remember
we
back
gotta
I would
start a
love
big
to
server
play in a
again.
Minecraft server.
But dude, I remember back then, and then dude, that's when that was also partly whenever me and Theo started getting really close. Was back then, because sometimes it would just end up being me and Theo, and we just sit there and talk for hours because we knew a lot of the same YouTubers and had a lot of the same interests, so we just sit there and talk and talk and talk. I loved it.
Yeah.
You gotta come up and meet Theo in person.
Dude, it's gonna be great. I'm telling Theo, like, one of these days, like, Theo's gonna get a text from you. It's not gonna be from me. It's gonna be from you being like, "Hey, let's hang out," and I'm just gonna be there.
I'm not gonna trust any text from Ariah.
Well, then I'll make
We're
sure.
from
Then
Texas.
I'll have somebody else text you. I'm not telling you exactly who's gonna text you. Someone's
Who
gonna text-
else would text me, Jay?
Teo.
I don't know. Teo,
Like-
Julia,
like
somebody.
Okay. Fair. Yeah, okay, you know what? Fair.
I have a lot.
Maybe I'll
we
pay
have a lot of
somebody else.
mutual friends that live up there, my friend. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, you're the only one way off in the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Yeah, down here in North Carolina. Listen, you can chill up there. I have Carl Jacobs and Mr. Beast, so fuck you.
You know, if I were
I've
to
been
pick
to where
two
Jay
people
is.
I wanted, those are not who I would pick.
Honestly, fair. We hate Florida, but dreams down there. So, like, what's the thing?
Stephanie Patrick, Matt Pat's wife.
Oh yeah, Stephanie Patrick.
She's from North Carolina.
They
from North Carolina?
They're living in North Carolina right now. Fuck you guys.
They are?
Yeah, they're living in North Carolina.
They're living, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's Matt Pat's video on Mr. Beast, or one of them. Stephanie, like, there was a bit throughout where Stephanie interrupted everything. Did you know Mr. Beast was from North Carolina? I'm from North Carolina. That was like a huge bit to the entire episode, or Stephanie was just super
That's
excited
why
about
the
that.
only person I
Aw.
ever bring up whenever I say I'm from North Carolina is him, and also J. Cole, who's like a really big rapper that a lot of people know, but nobody that I talk to over online would know who the fuck that is. I'm like one of the only people I know who listens to rap music. It's kind of weird.
I listened to one rapper.
BB No
Yeah,
Money,
I listen to selective rap artists.
Yeah.
I remember we bonded over music a lot too back in the day. That was really cool. But you know, like
There's this rap song I really gotta show you, but you've gotta finish Deltarune first.
okay, I still got to finish Deltarune.
Yeah, I need to go watch somebody play Chapter 2.
I'm about to
Yeah.
start Chapter
Well-
2 one of these days soon.
Oh.
You could always just watch me.
Yeah, we just
I've
finished
been
recording
waiting
chapter
because
one.
I've needed somebody who's gonna, like, actually play, like, a relatively complete playthrough and not, like, miss a
Yeah,
chunk.
they
So-
backseat game. Don't
See,
worry, they backseat game.
Ann and I kind of force him to get everything.
Okay.
No, but
Do you know the Jebel fight in
I mean, the
Chapter
kind of-
1?
Yeah.
Do you realize that took me 3 hours, motherfucker?
no, it took you like 6 hours. Jay.
Oh yeah,
It took you, like,
it
6
took me
hours.
fucking 6 hours.
3 hours, 2 different sessions.
That was awful. It made me want to die.
Oh, poor baby.
Oh, fuck you.
But yeah, kind of our approach. We were a little too forceful in chapter 1, I think, and I think we corrected that eventually. But
Yeah.
chapter 2, kind of our approach is going to be let him play, and then there are like a handful.
If there's
of
something
things
important that I need to
this.
see, they're gonna tell me it exists.
Hey, do this.
That's it.
Gosh. Yeah, Ann and I played Deltarune Chapter 2 the night it came out and recorded the whole thing, and we still have the footage. We just never edited it and uploaded it.
That's pretty.
Oh
funny.
gosh, and like we went into it knowing nothing, and like I can't spoil it because Jay's here, but like the other thing, right?
I don't
The
know.
other
I
thing
haven't
Theo
seen
doesn't know
Chapter
either.
2.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, you should play it yourself.
I tend to watch people play because I'm not
but it's
very
so
good
bad.
at those types of games.
Fair enough.
But like,
Yeah, you do you.
I don't know.
I did. I played Chapter 1 in
Discord.
in Film Club.
In
I
Film
played
Club,
the
really?
demo in Film Club.
Yeah.
Like I sat in Film Club in the room and played the demo.
That's pretty
And
cool.
then I
Yeah,
played
well, that was-
Chapter
that
1
was-
on Discord.
Yeah, it came out on Halloween in October 2018, which, yeah, we were.
Oh my
in
gosh!
At that point.
Wait, do you remember when I did that fan art? I did like fan art for Deltarune Chapter 1, and you thought I had finished it because I drew a scene from the very end of Chapter 1 without ever having seen the end of Chapter 1.
To be fair,
Yeah.
To be fair, I thought that I knew anything about Chapter 1. Then I pretty much did a blind playthrough.
Yeah, Jay thought that he had seen Chapter 1 before, right? And then we went to play Chapter 1, and the only thing he remembered was Lancer's theme. He remembered nothing except for Lancer's theme.
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
It's probably just because you've seen Sneak Snag.
It's very good. And
The current
Sneak, it all
theory is
comes
that
back to
Jay has
Sneak
watched
Snag.
the first episode of Jacksepticeye's playthrough of Chapter 1.
That's the only thing I remember.
A long time ago, and had forgotten everything else, but had only seen the first episode.
I thought I'd watched the whole thing through. I thought I remembered watching that whole playthrough, but I guess it'd been another playthrough of other games. I love Jacksepticeye.
Yeah, but that's cool. So we did.
But there's so many cool
blind playthrough
things
Chapter 1,
that
and
me
then-
and Theo were both so into that we both used to talk about all the time. Like Dying Light, that's a really big thing we used to talk about a lot.
Yeah.
Because that was,
I've been playing Dying Light too.
I still need.
I remember
I've
when
been
Theo was playing Dying Light
2 too.
1 back in the day, and got upset because like right before he could finish it, his computer like wouldn't
I
run it
remember-
Okay.
anymore.
So here's this story, because this story is a trip. So I was playing Dying Light 1 on my laptop, and Dying Light is a game that's, a bit too much for a laptop. So the game was pretty laggy, but I was managing. And the jumps, half the time, jumps that would have been perfectly easy on like a computer that could run the game fine, I was barely making them. So like the game, there was parts of the game where it took me like a good hour to get past a part that should take somebody literally 5 seconds to make the single jump and continue. It took me an hour to get through the tutorial because I was having that much trouble with the jumps.
So I'm glad I played on
because
an Xbox.
my computer lagged that much. But I played through the entire game. 100% completion, excluding like the collectible items. I did every single quest, every single side quest except for one, which was climbing this one thing, and it was so infuriating I gave up. I was like, okay, I am not climbing this one to the top of this one stupid bridge to finish this one side quest.
Damn.
So I with the exception of that one quest, I did every single other main and side quest in the game, all on this laptop.
It's so good.
And then when you go to do the finale of Dying Light 1, you go to enter this building, and when you go to open the door, it pops up a thing on your screen saying, this is the finale of the game. Once you start it, you can't return. Like, this is the finish. And I'm like, okay. So I go into the finale, I'm doing it, I get all the way to this one part where you're on a crane, and the crane gets hit by a missile, and the crane starts to fall, and you have to run along the arm of the crane and jump off of it and grab onto a building before it falls so far that you fall and die. On my laptop, I could not do this. It was literally impossible. I could not, with the lag of my laptop, run along the crane and jump fast enough to reach the building. I even managed to get to a point where I could climb higher up on the crane, jump over the trigger point for the crane falling so that the crane never falls, walk across the completely undamaged crane, jump onto the building, climb all the way around like you're supposed to, and then get to this ladder. But because the crane being triggered never fell, it won't give you the prompt to climb the ladder. So I was
climb the ladder.
Climb the ladder. Shut up.
Dirty
to climb the ladder. So I was completely soft locked in the finale of the game after having played the entire thing on my laptop.
God, that's...
So then
You should have just learned more glitches.
So then I had to go I had to go to my dad, my dad has a gaming PC, like a proper PC in the basement. So I had to go to my dad, ask if I could use his PC, download the entirety of Dying Light on the PC, get Steam to like get my save onto that computer, and then play literally once you got onto that ladder. That was the final fight and cutscene of the game.
Yeah.
I was 3 minutes from the end of the game. I played for 3 minutes on that computer to beat the game. I was so close.
I remember you getting really upset about it, or like really being disappointed about it in a Discord group with Teo and I.
I thought it was literally unbeatable. I thought I'd come that far for nothing.
And I want to watch them finish it, but like I want to finish it. I forget exactly what it was, but like Teo offered like his computer or whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember that conversation.
I love that game so much.
God.
There's no better feeling than drop kicking a zombie in a video game. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But now that PC, my dad got a new PC, so now that PC's mine, and that's what I'm currently on. And so now I've done an entire other I've played through Dying Light 1 an entire additional time, and I'm playing through 2 right now. So.
Dude. Was there a big difference now that like
there was a big difference? Everything was so much easier. The fighting was easier. The jumping was easier. I beat the game on a higher difficulty, and it was easier than playing it on the easiest difficulty on my laptop.
That's how you master a game: is you just set the frame rate to like half or less, and then you beat it, and now you've mastered the game.
Yeah.
I remember.
Speaking of that, oh my gosh.
PC.
Speaking of that, I know Jay hasn't. Theo, have you seen anything of Celeste?
I've probably seen tiny little bits, but I've never like watched anybody play it.
It's a fun platformer. It's relatively difficult to finish it, but I think any player who wants to will be able to finish it. But there's some extra challenges, like some extra levels that like level 9. It literally took me probably a total of 50 hours over several sessions to beat that one level.
Oh my gosh.
It is hell. And on top of that, there's challenges like the golden strawberries, which you can get only by doing a single level deathless, right? And I've gotten a few of them. I will never get it for level 9, but like, but Teo and I just recently did a race of Celeste where we played the game on double speed.
I love it.
It was like last weekend, and I went over to their house, and I was on my laptop, they were on their desktop, and we did Celeste, put it on double speed and all that, and we're like, okay, so we've played this game before. Teo can beat it in like an hour. I can beat it in like an hour and a half. I'm not quite as good, but we're both like pretty good at the game. Definitely much above average, at least. But so we started it on double speed, and we were racing through it. Like, when I start at the beginning, once we get to the credits, that's the end of the game. We sat there for 5 hours, and we beat it.
Oh my god!
We beat Celeste at double speed. Like 20 minutes, they won, but only by 20 minutes.
Wow.
So it was literally a 5-hour race that we were 20 minutes apart on the end. It was extraordinarily
really cool.
Extraordinarily close. We both took the lead from each other several times throughout the race. It was so fun. I didn't realize 5 hours had passed until after I finished it, and was like, wow, we just wasted 5 hours playing this game on double speed all the way through after we've already played it a million times.
It took you longer to beat it on double speed than it would have otherwise.
Jesus.
Well, that makes sense, because like every single jump, every single because it's very timing focused. It's a platformer, you know. It's very precise inputs and stuff, and we had to do that at half the amount of frames, like half the amount of like frame window and such. So it was hard, but we did it. We both did it, and it was like 20 minutes apart from each other, which is crazy for that long of a race. And then after we set it back to 1 time speed, and we're like, this is slow. Like, who enabled moon gravity? Like, it was like we have so much time for every input. It looked like the character was moving like very slowly across the screen. And then like Teo was like this is ridiculous. This is so slow. I can't believe that like this is how the game's supposed to work. Sets it to 1.5, and it's like, yeah, this is legitimately how I remember the game running, is 1.5 times speed.
Oh wow.
It's crazy. Playing the game for 5 hours on double speed like completely like changes your perception of how time in the game should work. It was a fun experience, but yeah, that was a trip. Playing through the whole thing on double speed. Wow.
I really need to play that game, because so many people have told me that I really need to play that game, and
it's so good.
I keep
like,
not getting around to it. But
it's very fun, but it also has a fantastic story. Like,
yeah, that's why I've heard the most to play is the story.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's very, very fun. Like, it's probably my favorite platformer of all time, for sure. I don't play a lot of platformers, but it's probably my favorite platform of all time.
Yeah.
Not to mention the main character's trans.
Yeah, that's why I've heard the most to play it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Madeline. She's actually completely, like, based off of the game creator.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Maddie Thornton. She wrote, like she didn't originally intend for the main character to be trans necessarily. She just like, so Maddie is a variation on her original name, right? But then she named the main character Madeline, which is very close to it as well. And then there's a lot of like depictions of anxiety and depression and stuff in the game, and there's like a whole like a thing about it and all that. And you know, she's climbing this mountain, she's going out to find herself and stuff, like is the kind of story of the game. And she like had inadvertently written a lot of her own anxieties into it, which she later discovered were because she was trans.
That's sick.
The creator.
Okay.
That's sick.
And then when she made the DLC for it and put out like the level 9, the farewell, the final chapter, there was an image at the end that kind of confirmed in game that Madeline was trans. And yeah, it was really interesting because it's kind of like her character was based on this like projection of the game creator with all her anxieties and stuff.
That's sick.
Which later was like translate related, and then it just kind of carried over the character. It was super cool. I think it's a super cool story and such, and yeah, it's fantastic. I love that game so much. It's so good.
My favorite thing in the world is the fucking whenever you told me that thing about hyperpop in general and like the pitched up vocals and how that was just because
yeah,
the hyperpop in general is just like a genre where a lot of the time they pitch up the vocals really high because they think that I don't know. A lot of people do it aesthetically because they think that the aesthetic is really cool. But the reason that it started in general is because it's 100 gex. 100 gex.
Or less. Yeah.
In 100 gex, that it was to prevent dysphoria as much as possible. It was to just
yeah. So I'll show you a 100 gex song. You might not like it. Straight up, it's a lot. But it's but you know it's hyperpop. It's got pitched up vocals, a lot of sound. I don't really know how to describe it. You kind of just have to listen to a song and you're like, oh, that's hyperpop.
Yeah,
That
after
makes
we're
sense.
done recording,
I love it.
For sure, show it to you.
Apparently, it's a stereotype that trans people like hyperpop.
Okay.
Because I was talking to Teo about some of the stuff that I like, and Teo was like, wow, it's really true. It's like the stereotype of like giving the trans kid an aux cord and they just play noise is true, isn't it?
Yeah, actually the artist I went to go see was a hyperpop artist, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Break-ins, I love
But
it.
yeah, kind of hyperpop has this kind of like almost overproduced, but like intentionally so. There's definitely hints of irony in there, and also the vocals are typically pitched up a bit, right? And the reason why 100 Gex, one of like kind of founding bands of the genre, has pitched up vocals is because the lead singer who pitched up her vocals is trans and didn't was kind of had dysphoria over her voice and therefore pitched it up for the song, and that like became a staple in the hyperpop industry.
It's
Which is
Oh.
it's so
It's
cool.
amazing. I love it.
It's so cool.
It makes me very
But
happy.
I love them. I love 100 Gex so much. Teo actually introduced me to 100 Gex.
That's awesome.
I've heard that name before.
They made that money fucking, I can't even remember what it's called.
Feels so clean with a money machine.
Yeah, it's Money Machine, yeah.
Big boys coming with a
I
big
do know
truck.
that
Feels
song.
so clean with the money machine.
Oh,
Or like the money
yeah.
machine. I don't know.
Like, it's got like the really high up fucking vocals. I wish I could hit high
Tell me
notes
what
better.
to do. I'm trying to go to bed.
But you know, it's pretty cool. Okay, we're back after a good 5-minute break. Are you good to be back, Theodore? It's glug 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 glug. Cool.
Shut up.
Wow,
But,
wow. Like prompting me to return editing wise while Theo is drinking water. How rude.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty
How
funny.
unprofessional of you.
I never claimed to be a professional.
Unprofessional.
Fuck you. Actually, I did, but only by
Wait a
definition. Only by definition.
Oh, you see those dust
you can't-
particles? It looks like ghost orbs. Ooh.
Ooh, oh,
Jason.
fucking phasmophobia. Fucking phasmophobia.
Ghost caught on camera. Real, not clickbait.
I still have not played nor seen Phasmophobia.
Oh, you gotta come play Phasmophobia.
You gotta play it with
me
us,
and Jay.
please. Please come play it with us. It's so much
We gotta
fun.
play Phasmophobia.
Yeah, we should do that at some point for sure.
Dude, it's such a fun fucking game. It's ghost
we
hunting.
can. Yeah.
It's such a good time. Me and Theo
Sure.
have terrified ourselves with that game. I had a panic attack at one point.
It was
Dying in
surprisingly
that game.
scary.
Dying in that game is terrifying.
It's like, it's not that scary to like watch somebody play it on YouTube, but then like actually playing the game, I was surprised at how freaked out I got.
Turn all the lights off, you know, kind of get in the corner.
Definitely.
No, I didn't even have the lights off. I had the lights on, and it was daytime.
Yeah,
and I was still like,
Yeah, me and Theo were sitting there. You should have heard me screaming. I scream whenever that game's being played. You can ask Theo. He's heard it. I'm just sitting there like. But
Oh gosh.
anyway, I'd like to bring up last week's episode real quick because me and Ariah just talked about it in the 5-minute break for a second. I'm doing a lot better now, by the way. Sorry that got so like emotion heavy, just bleh. But yeah, working on it. Everything's good, I promise.
Yeah, Jay is continuing
Jay-
on the streak
Person
of
is
being
still
healthy.
blocked, baby.
Yeah.
Theo hates that bitch. Yeah.
All of your friends hate that bitch.
Yeah.
Everyone in my
Jay, all of your friends hate that.
everyone
bitch.
in my life
Like,
hates that. I actually, to
IRL
be,
and-
I don't hate anybody. Is my issue. I wish I could hate people
Yeah.
because it might make like cutting people off a lot easier. It's just never been a
Jay
thing.
is a very nice person. Jay is too
Jay is
nice.
the nicest person.
I'm not.
Like,
I don't know what the
like,
fuck you're talking, dude. Fuck you and trying to ruin my persona, you dumb fucks. Fuck you. Fuck.
Like on
you.
camera, you would never guess it, but like genuinely, like Jay is one of the like most like loving and supportive people like on the planet, and
Oh, you're getting
just
so
a fantastic
emotional. What are you gonna fucking cry, you fucking baby? Jesus.
I had a rough week this week, and he was basically every single day he was texting me to check in and just like give me attention and ask if I was all right, and it was the sweetest thing.
If the audience knows that,
Jay,
then it's
He's
not gonna be as
holding
funny
a finger
whenever.
to his lips.
Jay, this just feeds into your car
Now
cat.
he's holding
like,
a middle
thing.
finger to his lips.
Fuck you.
Jay, this just feeds
And
into
fuck
your
the
car
audio
cat
listeners.
like persona.
Our aren't you the one who's supposed to be running a podcast here? Why am I helping your audio listeners? You're being a terrible host.
I'm a terrible person and a terrible host.
And literally, like the first minute of the first podcast, he was like, "Fuck the audio listeners." So this isn't new.
Okay.
I do agree with that. If you don't have the time to sit there and actually watch me and my beautiful face all over the fucking internet, fuck you.
Jay, do you know what a podcast is?
No, I don't think that I need to.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
But you know,
Jay, look. Being revealed as a genuine nice person, like off camera, is just like helps your Carcat persona because that's Carcat.
Who the fuck's that?
I don't know.
Homestuck
what is
character.
this reference?
Homestuck character.
Jay knows exactly what I'm talking about.
It all comes
Jay
back to
talks about this
Homestuck.
all the time.
Anytime
it's a Homestuck
Ariah
character that
references
Jay
anything,
personally
it comes back to Homestuck.
equates himself with. Jay, you talk about Carcat all the time.
I don't talk about
Carcat
Carcat nearly as much anymore as I used to back in the day.
True, because we haven't read Homestuck as much.
I haven't read Homestuck.
But in any
since
sense,
the epilogue.
Carcat is that kind of person that is publicly an asshole, but like actually cares about everyone so much.
I don't care
like,
about
it's
anybody.
Just,
Fuck you.
Just another depth.
Yeah, sure.
This is my world.
similar
You're all
to Jay.
living in it, bitches.
That is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard you say.
Fuck you. I wish I was a narcissist. I really wish that I actually believed that, you know? Like, I wish that I could sit here and actually believe that I'm actually better than people. Because my life would be so much easier in that situation. I mean, I'd be an asshole.
But it would be less satisfying.
My life would be easier, is all I'm saying.
But when you finally become rich and famous for being a nice person...
It's not going to be for being a nice person.
It'll be more
Fuck you.
satisfying. Well, not for, but like while being a nice person.
While being a nice person. Yo, at least I'm not going to get outed as a horrible person later on in my career. That's helpful. No. And
right?
even if I am, then it adds to the persona, right? Like I'm winning in any situation, right?
Jay just can't be canceled because everything...
Exactly.
people will just think
Jay,
about-
I do not see any sort of future where you ever survive Twitter.
I see plenty of situations.
I hate
where
to break it to
survive.
you, pal, but Twitter and you, would not get along.
Well, that's the thing. I think you're right. I think Twitter would try to cancel him, but I don't think he'd be able to be canceled.
I'm like Jay Schlatt,
Yeah, no, it would be a
motherfuckers.
Jay Schlatt situation.
Yeah.
Where he's just like doesn't care, so it doesn't do anything.
What are you gonna
And
do?
also,
Cancel
like,
me? I don't
anybody
give a
who
fuck.
like looks into it realizes that Jay is just like this persona of like this really nice guy behind the camera.
Dude,
like,
I don't know what the fuck
it's
you're
not that
talking.
hard
I
to-
should start a weekly slap channel. Because that's what Jay Schlatt does, and that's the only reason people know he's a genuine person. Yeah, but
Have
like,
you watched any of his like Jay Schlatt's recent VODs?
dude, his recent VODs have been pretty good. I've been enjoying them quite a bit.
Yeah, me too.
I love Jay Schlatt so
It's
much.
like they're surprisingly like calm and wholesome.
I'd like to call out Tommy Innit as the biggest Jay Schlatt fucking copycat that has ever
Copycat?
existed in
Yeah.
the entire world. To be fair, I was a Tommy
Well,
Innit
yeah. I
copycat.
mean, we knew that
so
from
I was
the
a copy of
beginning,
a
didn't we?
copy. I was a copy of a copy, so I can't really be that upset. But I'm also a lot more original now.
You're a
to be
copy
fair.
of a copy of a copy.
I'm not.
Xerox for Xerox.
To be fair, I'm a lot more original now
Same
than I
with Jack
was
Horseman
back in the
episode.
day.
You are. I will give you credit for that. You are.
I worked really hard to make myself a lot more original, and then I did.
Well, see, Jay, what happened is you stole a bunch of bits from a bunch of different people, right? And then you had a little spice of originality. And then those kind of merged together and blended into this smoothie that kind of over time aged and fermented and evolved.
What is this metaphor?
I was doing a smoothie sound. I didn't hear what Ariah said.
Apparently you fermented, Jay. His
Like a
face,
smoothie.
What do you mean by that?
Well, okay, like you took a whole bunch of these ingredients, these little bits from different people, right? And you put them all in a blender, and you blend it up and got yourself a smoothie, right? And that's kind of what your persona was for a while. It was a smoothie of like copied bits, you know. But then, you know, you threw a little dash of originality there, of course. But then after time, it kind of fermented, right? So the smoothie kind of like grew mold and stuff, and it fermented. And then from there,
Are you saying that I'm gross or something? Is this like I smell? You can't say
wait.
you can't say
No,
I
wait.
smell whenever you aren't nearly anywhere near me.
no,
Okay?
no, wait. But then you take that mold. You take that mold from that fermented
Glasses
smoothie
are
of
coming
these
off.
random
What the
bits,
fuck?
And and then you use that mold to create a treatment for illness, right? like an antibiotic you take from that mold, right?
Jay's
and now all of a sudden,
I'm penicillin.
all of a sudden, through all of these stolen bits, right? You have kind of evolved your own thing, your own medicine, your own like way of treating and of telling stories and of kind of being a personality, and that's very, very very original and also like genuinely good and helpful.
So anyway, diabetes, am I right, fellas?
Oh, I agree with
I
the
put work
sentiment
into that
wholeheartedly. I don't know about the metaphor.
I think the metaphor was kind of bullshit. If it was anything, I'd say I in the beginning I was a collage, right? That's the metaphor I'd use. Like, have you ever made a collage? Like, you cut out different posters and put together all these different pictures and put them into one thing. However, I put it through the shredder and remade an entirely new magazine.
I thought you were gonna go for the Life is Strange route.
Neither of you are allowed to make metaphors anymore.
Well, yeah, look, I have a reputation to uphold, right? Last time I had a whole bunch of segues that Jay roasted before, and I've got to keep that reputation up.
Don't let that motherfucker over the top any segues. Fuck you, Ariah.
I have to have over the top metaphors and segues. Like, that's just got to be a bit now.
I mean, for you, I guess.
Oh my god.
So, most of my metaphors aren't that shitty. I just made that up without thinking about it at all. I was trying to do better.
So if you want to go
at least I didn't say shit about mold. At least I've never called you mold, Ariah. I mean, you can say I've insulted you over and over and over within our years, but you can never say that I've called you
your
mold.
bits penicillin.
Fuck you.
I think I called them penicillin actually.
Well,
I
said antibiotic.
Penicillin, motherfucker.
Have
you ever cured diabetes? I don't think so.
I don't think.
I think the metaphor you were for Jay. Jay, you played Life is Strange, right? Or seen Life is Strange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
Jay, have you
like
seen or played Life is Strange?
Yeah, I've seen Life is Strange.
Yeah, that's right. You know the everyday hero picture that Max takes, which is like the kind of collage on the wall, but then Max like looking at
standing
the collage.
there, yeah, looking at like
that's
the wall
kind
of photos.
That's kind of a good metaphor. Like the one that I was expecting you to go for is the wall of photos that you kind of stole over the years versus you looking at the wall of photos.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good metaphor actually for once in your fucking life.
Well, that's what I thought you were gonna
Max
say.
rips the photo and leaves it in a puddle on the ground.
To be fair, I don't steal my bits anymore, so that's good. I don't even watch anybody to steal bits from anymore.
Well, I still steal my bits. But I'm also not a content creator, so I can do that.
Dude, I fucking love...
You'd make a good content creator.
I love bits so much. Yeah, Theo would be a great content creator. To be fair, me and Theo have made pretty good content. I think we've had a really good fucking time. I remember on this one Minecraft realm that Theo used to have, we sat there and did an entire fucking Mufasa bit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we had this whole, like... Should we tell that story?
Yeah, let's tell the story. Fuck it, why not?
So I had this villager. It was a zombie villager that I'd cured, and do you remember what I named it?
It was like, I don't even know, some shit like Bob, or something like that.
Was it Bob? No.
We'll remember the name throughout.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but either way, I had this villager, and like. Something happened and you were like, I'm gonna kill him. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, and I was down in like a strip mine, so I was like rushing to like get to my villager, and I was like, I was basically like, yeah, I was like, don't you dare, don't you kill him. And so we ended up getting in this whole like almost 30-minute long
I got like really good stuff, and I was chasing Theo throughout this fucking world. Like, we made it into the Nether at one point.
I went to stop you, and then it like got turned around and you started chasing me, and I like went, because my Nether portal was down in the strip mine because I'd made it in a lava pool instead of, because I made it before I got diamonds.
Dude, I was a fucking menace that day.
And I ran into the Nether to escape him, and the Nether portal took us into a Crimson Forest. So I was running around this Crimson Forest trying to get away from Jay, who's chasing me down, like yelling and threatening and still talking about killing my villager.
Dude, I was literally talking the most like fucking like bassy like villainy voice that I could possibly muster.
Yeah. And so I'm running until I get onto this ledge by a lava lake. And I turn around, and Jay's, like, closing in on me.
I'm standing there in front of Theo at one point, and I'm like, so, Theo, you ever seen The Lion King?
Yeah, that's what he says. And then I just walk backwards off the ledge. And Jay goes, what? But the thing is, what Jay didn't see, like, I had looked down, there was another ledge below me.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was just straight up lava
So I
there.
walked off the ledge down, fell onto this ledge below, and then took off running.
As soon as I saw the name tag running, I was like, shit.
So then what happened was, because it was a crimson forest, there's like crimson stems, like the trees everywhere. So I like got to a tree and I hid like behind a tree, and Jay runs right past me, and I'm literally sitting there like I've never been more like freaked out.
I literally
like, it
was
was
going
genuinely
doo-doo-doo-doo.
terrifying.
I was doing the fucking I was literally going doo 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 like the fucking Dream Manhunt music.
And he's running around me, like, calling my name, like, going, where are you? Like, saying all these stuff. And I'm crouched, sneaking around, trying to figure out how to get back to the portals. And I'm, like, mining in the wall, trying to, like, get up and, like, back to the portal so I can get back to the overworld where my villager is.
It was literally a manhunt. It was so funny.
That's crazy.
Dude, but me and Theo have done
fun.
so many fucking bits throughout the time we've known each other. It's so much fun. Bullying Uno bots, you know how it is.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, the Uno
I want to play Uno with you two again.
Dude,
at some
playing
point.
Uno. We recorded us playing Uno at like 12 o'clock at night at one point or something.
I still have that video.
That video was so fun.
Oh, really?
I still have the unedited footage of that, yeah.
I think I still...
Was that the one where I, like, had a breakdown in the middle of it and just everybody else was talking and I was just, like, having a whispered conversation?
There was
with
only
myself?
3 of us. It was just us 3 playing Uno that night.
It was the 3 of us. I don't remember. I
don't think...
that was one that I straight up at the beginning admitted that I had taken an edible.
Yeah,
so.
Ariah took an edible. Ariah took an edible, and I don't think you had a breakdown, or at least I didn't notice that you did if you had.
That might have been a different
Uno match.
different thing.
But
I feel like there was 4 people in that one.
Yeah, the one where you had a break.
Yeah,
I think I remember that one. Dude, there's been so many times where like you've been upset at the end of calls, and I've just thrown you a text like, "Hey, I love you."
Yeah.
I mean, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Yo, fuck you, you fucking pussy."
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, everybody. Jay's a sweetheart.
No, Jay's
a really nice guy.
That's not true. Dude, I'm so excited to see my friend on Sunday, who I haven't seen in so many years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's exciting. You're gonna have to tell us about that next podcast.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to talk about that next podcast. But Theo, just for context, I have this friend that I met in 8th grade who initially told me what Danganronpa was. I hadn't played it at that point, but they told me what Danganronpa was, and
good game.
Yeah, exactly.
Games.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna get back to Danganronpa at some point.
I only got to the second fucking trial. I finished the second trial.
You finished the second trial of the second game.
Of the second game, yeah. But
oh, you've never gotten further than that?
I need to.
No, we're playing it on the channel.
Yeah.
Like we've got all of DR1
okay.
on the channel and up through the second trial of DR2.
I see,
and then
I
we've
see.
kind of stopped. But we
dude,
should,
I made
gonna
so
get
many
back to
fucking
that
hits.
in
Dude, that
future.
was in the prime of me being a piece of shit.
Yeah, there were so many Hitler
That
jokes
was
in
in the
DR2.
prime
Oh
of
my
my
god!
Hitler joke in
You
9/11.
had a time where you just could not stop making Hitler jokes.
No, Jay has gone through so many phases. I can like document this with the channel. It's crazy.
Yo,
like there was a whole phase in the middle with this kind of like toxic like.
Theo's got a fucking
Yeah, I have a
quote
quote list,
Yeah,
and there's so many on them. Or Jay making Hitler jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I was Hitler once.
That one's on there, yeah.
You've already talked about that in the podcast.
Yeah, I have. I'm not bringing it back up. I like that fucking
No.
quote list is my favorite thing in the entire world. Because Theo will bring it up and I'll be like,
Yeah.
holy shit, I forgot I said that.
That would be fun to look through. Is that handy at all?
Yeah, I can pull it up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because
but quickly while that's being pulled up, there was like this whole time in the channel's history where Jay was like
Yo,
really
I got
having
an
a bad
A on my
time.
chemistry final.
Yo!
Sorry.
Yay! Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Let's go.
And like there was a time where Jay like was kind of having a lot of miserable things in his life and just kind of like shoved it out, kind of just repressed it and a lot and didn't feel it, and then like that was a time where he was overstepping a lot of boundaries and like
I just decided rather
kind of
than
pushed.
actually like going with my issues, I'm just gonna be an offensive piece of shit.
Yeah, and there was a few times that I had to back you off, and I had to talk to you about that, and I'm really glad that we've worked through that, and I'm really happy
Dude,
that you're
I just can't even remember some.
But that was a period of time that we've recorded content of where you just kept saying things, and I'm like, this is not good.
Jay Wilson was crossing all the boundaries of the world. I didn't know where to stop. I didn't know how to stop because I don't.
There's a lot of jokes about beating your wife in Doki Doki. Yeah, there was a lot of jokes in that era.
I did make a joke about Sayori hanging
about
herself before she did.
Yeah. Yep. You did.
I called it.
There was the whole Miracle of the Twin Towers thing you did.
Miracle of the
in
Twin
DR2.
Towers. No, that wasn't me. You can't blame that on me. Fuck you. That came from a D&D campaign I did with Theo, where fucking where Aiden sent a picture of Squidward and Candace in front of the Twin Towers, and the caption was "The Miracle of the Twin Towers."
And you brought it up in a DR2 episode.
I did bring it up in a DR2
What?
episode.
Wait, hold on. What?
Go back in the group chat. There was a picture that Aiden sent where it was literally just Candace and from Phineas and Ferb and Squidward standing in front of the Twin Towers, and I think either like.
Wait, was that the time I said the Twin Towers in the background makes it so much better?
Yes.
Yeah, that was one of the times I ended up on the quote list.
But dude,
yeah, there's a lot of things
dude,
like that.
Jay Wilson was a completely and utterly fucking he was a fucking fiend back in the day. He would say literally anything. To be fair, I feel like I still would. Like I wouldn't say go that far anymore. Like I don't have a reason to go that far anymore. I think that I just thought that being offensive made me different, so I just ran with it.
There was just kind of a shock value.
Yeah,
there,
shock value did kind of work for a bit. But then shock value turned into just straight up being offensive.
And then it just kind of became repetitive.
Yeah, exactly. Because I wasn't doing the same.
Jay ended up telling every offensive joke and then couldn't tell it anymore.
Yeah.
And then it's just offensive and annoying instead of offensive and kind of funny because of shock value.
Exactly.
Clearly.
So everybody in my life was like, "Hey, you got to stop doing that." Except for the people like in my IRL. For some reason, they thought it was really funny.
Yeah, because they're kind of dicks.
Yeah, the people in my IRL are not my favorite people in these. Actually, some of them are. It depends on the person. But the people that I was working with at the time, because that was during that point whenever I fell off the face of the earth at school and I was just working constantly. All I was doing was working, recording with Ariah, and every once in a while me and Theo would be like, "Hey, how you doing?" But the people I worked with were just really into that offensive humor. So I think that's partly where a lot of that came from too, is that the people I was around were just straight up offensive. So yeah, and they were all in their 30s, and I was like 17, or I was 16 actually. So I had more of an excuse to be an offensive piece of shit than they did. So I think, generally speaking, I'm a better person than everyone in the entire world. That is all.
Oh, Jay.
Uh-huh.
Thea, do you have that quote list?
I do, yeah.
Give us a few J quotes.
Give us a few J quotes. I think murder is a good thing. Death sounds like a great idea.
That does sound like a great idea. I've said that.
Motherfucker's a god with a rod.
I remember that shit. I said that whenever I was playing Sky Wars.
Yeah. You can't own not having a dad.
It's true.
You said that to me a few times.
Me and Wilbur are not a parasocial relationship. We are fully social.
It's true. Dude, I'm so scared of whenever I actually interact with that motherfucker. Like, it's not an if, it's a when. Whenever I interact with Wilbur, it's gonna be scary because, like, he's not gonna know anything about me, and I'm gonna just walk up. I don't know how I'm gonna react, you know? Because
if you ever do talk to him, you are gonna blow it instantaneously.
I don't think so.
Yes, you will.
I think my charisma...
I'm subscribing to the titties religion.
Titties! That was during that point when I was saying titties a lot. I love the word titties.
There's a Hitler one.
What's the Hitler one?
You can't be Hitler, I'm Hitler.
You can't be Hitler. I'm Hitler.
God.
I don't have a carbon footprint because I have no footprints.
What? Oh, God.
Yeah.
I love that quote list so much. It brings back so many memories.
Don't we love Jay Wilson? Jay Wilson is a fantastic human being.
It's like I've decided that within me and Theo's relationship, Theo is my Wilbur.
What?
Thank
Like
you.
Wilbur to your Tommy?
Because
Or-
I'm Tommy in it in this relationship, and Theo's Wilbur.
Oh, okay. That
Okay,
puts some context.
No, that wasn't me flirting with you, Theodore. Don't flatter yourself.
No. I was just trying to figure out where you were going with this.
Because like Wilbur has a Tommy in it quote list, right? It's just like
But she
that.
just has a general quote list,
Well, yeah,
I think.
exactly. But
which is mostly filled by Tommy.
It's mostly-
Tommy's always trying to get on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's true. To be fair, I wasn't even trying to get onto that quote list. Just every time I said anything, Theo would be like, "It's going to the quote list, boys," and I was like, "What?" But you know, like generally,
Which happened
speaking-
like every single time I've interacted with these two together, like at least once, usually twice or more. It's been like, oh, that's going on the quote list.
Yeah, Theo's
Yeah.
has grounded me quite a few times. Not like physically grounded, like you're grounded, but you know, like kept me like grounded several times within our conversations and our friendship, which has been very appreciated, and I love and appreciate you very much. I don't know if I say that enough. I probably don't.
Aw.
Dude, I annoy so many people with how much I tell them I love and appreciate them. Like my friend Carly, I've told her that like a million times. And she, every single time, she's just sitting there and she's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. I get it. and I'm just like, first of all, I was trying to be really heartfelt with you, you bitch. Actually, I blacked out right there. What the fuck just happened? What'd I say?
Ariah is about to have a stroke with how much she's smiling right now.
Why is Ariah?
Well, I see. He's fucking proving our point about him being like a fucking genuine and fantastic person.
I'm not a good
Yeah,
person.
great.
I never claimed to be a good person.
Oh my god. You just can't win with them.
I'm always
Nope.
winning.
Guess not.
I'm sorry,
yeah,
but
say that again next time you try and play Skywars.
dude, I
Anyways.
miss playing Skywars back in the day so much. That was amazing. But this is probably getting to a point where we're probably about to hit the end button.
Yeah.
It's been about an hour and a half. I've had a really good time. It's probably going to be like an hour 20, hour 15 max.
I have a little
minimum.
sibling that needs to sleep.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we
There's a
we
couple
can't sit here for hours and
things
hours and
and
hours and talk. I wish we could. Honestly, if I could, I would fly up there, and if we didn't have to care about money or like any of that, I would sit there in a room with just all of these Michigan people, and I just talk to them forever. And I don't think I'd ever run
Hey,
out
when
of
you get
things
here,
to
we'll have a
talk
special
about. I don't
podcast
think I'd
episode
ever
with
run out
like
of
8
things to talk
people
about.
in person.
I'd like to say I love and appreciate you very much, Theo. Thank you for coming on to the show. This has been a really good episode. I really appreciate you, friend, and I don't think I'll ever say that enough.
Aw. Thank you guys for having me. This was a lot of fun,
course.
genuinely.
I'm glad.
Absolutely.
I'm glad. I hope you weren't too nervous and got to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed yourself for sure.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, back to my stage persona. Bleh.
He's copying Bo Burnham.
I am copying. Exactly. That's what that's literally
Okay.
what.
Okay.
I'm very
Let's cut
obviously
before you get
copying.
started.
I'm very obviously
good point. Okay.
copying. So
But
pretty much.
before Jay finishes off the outro.
Theo, is there anything you want to
um,
shout out before you leave? Anything?
Oh, yeah, go
you
ahead.
can literally
Yeah,
shout
go
out
ahead.
anything. It doesn't have to be specifically like
out
your own
anything.
stuff. You can shout out literally any creator or anything that you really feel like shouting out. Go ahead.
Podcast.
Fuck. I don't know. Oh no, Ross and Carrie is a cool podcast.
Dope.
I like it. I listen to it a lot.
Bet. I think
check it out.
I think that's a really cool thing to do. Is just like let them do whatever they fucking want at the end.
Yeah, I agree. We should steal that from Anthony Padilla and everybody
That's
else.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. A lot of the things that I do on this, especially on the podcast, because I don't know anything about podcasts, I just steal it from other podcasts. You know.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, thank you guys so very much for watching. I really
Before
appreciate.
we do the outro, I have a little segment here we've got to add in because of the Patreon. So thank you to Kazam, our lovely patron, for
Do you
being a
want to
patron
get
of the
shouted
show,
out at the end of
supporting
it of
us,
a podcast?
and
Oh my gosh.
exactly. And then also, if you've been listening to this whole episode and you enjoyed yourself, and you can, and want to, right? It's totally valid if you don't want to or can't for any reason. We love you anyways. But if you do have a little extra money to throw around and you want to, you're welcome to go to patreon.com/AriahJ, AriahJay. It's also in the description of this podcast on most platforms, as well as in the description of the YouTube version of this. There's a
I don't have to shout out every specific thing we do. That's so helpful.
and Jay, something like that. I don't remember the link tree. We'll have to remember that for next time. But
all of our socials are in that, so I don't have to shout out every specific social like I used to have to. It's helpful.
But you can find the YouTube version of this podcast in the description of the podcast, and the Patreon link in the description of the podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, all those places. So it's great. But yeah, go on to the Patreon if you want to, and we've got 2 tiers up there for $1 a month. We will just shout you out just like I did with Exam today at the end of the podcast. For every podcast that we film, that will go up onto Patreon while you're an active patron. And for $5 a month or more, you get access to these episodes 1 week early, and that's fantastic. We will not do any other exclusive content for Patreon. It's just
I'm
kind
surprised Ariah shouts out the money more than I do. This really doesn't feel right.
Well, we've got to have like a thing though, right?
I mean, I suppose.
But yeah, again, you don't have to. We love you equally, and you're equally as valid, and we just love to have you here either way. But if you can and also want to, then we would certainly welcome you on there. It's a great place to be.
Stop being cheap, motherfuckers. Give us money.
These are great people, and they're doing something they really really love. So like, however people want to support it, even if that's just listening or watching, or if that's doing.
I'd like to say
like
it's a great person and also a piece of shit. Not two great people. It's one great person and a piece of shit. That's true.
Just fucking ignore him.
No. Just fucking ignore it. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna run to the outro now, huh? Anybody else got anything else to say? Anyone want to say like Merry Christmas? It's some dumb shit. I don't give a fuck. I did at the end of the first.
It was Punchki Day recently.
It was what day?
Punchki Day.
I don't know what that means.
Well, this video goes up on Patreon.
Oh.
This video goes on Patreon on March 14th, which is Pi Day, and then.
Oh yeah, there is Pi Day. 21st. Dude, this fucking month is just flying. Dude, we're gonna graduate soon, and I'm terrified. But before we continue with any more of these things, I'm going to go ahead and shut this off.
Sounds good.
Okay. Cool. Thank you guys so very much for watching. We really appreciate you. I mean that whoever's watching this, if you're watching it, if you're listening to it on Spotify, if you want to see the video version, we're on YouTube. If you're on the YouTube version and you're like, oh my god, I can't finish this, blah 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 blah, go to Spotify. They're there too. Just in case you're busy, which you shouldn't be. You should be watching my beautiful face. That's all I'm saying. I think that's all that I have for you. Check out the link tree if you want to see any of our socials. I promise at some point we will interact on those socials. I haven't used the Twitter in forever, but that's not my problem. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you have a great day, night, whatever time it is for you, and we will see you guys next week.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Fuck you.